What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the next episode of Classic Physique Radio. We got Terrence back on the podcast this week, and in this week we're joined by. You're gonna have to help me with the last name, Sam. Say it
Paquin.
for me, and then I'm gonna do my best.
Samuel Paquin.
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 I got it as good as I could, man.
That's good. You could say Paquin.
Yo, in America, we
Paquin.
don't learn how to sound things out. It's okay.
Look,
It's all right.
I barely speak English. I'm not gonna be able to do the extra accents and stuff.
Listen, I'm native French too, so
So, where do you live, Sam?
Montreal.
Oh, okay. So you are in Canada. I got you. Cool.
Yeah. I've been in Canada my whole life, so that's right.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Um, well, wow, my brain just fucking
What gym you
really
train
went
at
out
up
there on
there,
that one.
man?
What's that?
What gym you train up there?
Thank you. That's the question I was gonna ask.
Uh,
No, what gym do you train at in Montreal?
oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's okay.
It's called the Montreal Powerhouse. It's
Hmm.
it's a powerlifting gym. It's very small. It's a private gym, super nice. There's not a lot of equipment, but there's just enough thing for me to train. I love it.
I've heard you do your training is more like a powerlifter type, or power builder type of thing, right?
Yeah. I don't
Cool,
like
cool.
power building, I'd say, as a word, but
I don't know,
that's
man.
kind of what I
Just
do.
descriptive, yeah.
No, it's true because since my last show in Chicago, I've trained more in powerlifting. So I've been in this gym for a couple of months, and let's say everybody's doing powerlifting. I'm the only bodybuilder there. So
That's
it was just
interesting.
like seeing everybody lifting super heavy stuff is just it felt attractive. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And in a matter of like 4 weeks, my physique changed so much that I was like, I think I'm going to continue this way. I really
Okay.
like it.
Oh, so you
So
only
how?
been doing this style of training for 4 months?
Not even like maybe two max.
Okay.
That's interesting.
So how do
I
you
really,
structure that?
basically, I do like 4 days a week because it just you cannot train in powerlifting more than 4 to 5 days because your CNS is getting fried so much faster because you're doing like heavy compound lift.
Can you give like a brief, I'm curious, can you give a brief overview of your training? Like you don't have to go like, yeah, give me a brief overview. I'm curious.
Yeah. So there's one day I do squats. That's where I do my leg day. So I do squats, then I do leg press, leg extension, leg curl, do them raise, and that's my whole leg workout.
Okay.
But the
Uh,
squats, I assume, are set for like 5 by 5. Like, how do you set up your squats? Is that like just the main power lift and you go into everything else?
yeah, this is called SBD, squat, bench, deadlift. Basically, I do those not just three in a day, but just one in one day. So leg day, I do my squats in powerlifting style. The sets and the reps are according to my 1 rep max that I've tried before. So, say my 1 rep max was 500 on squats, then the first week of training my squats, I'm going to do like 85% of my max for a top set of one set of maybe like 3 to 5 reps. Then I'm going to do a backup set where I'm going to do 3 reps, 3 sets of 6 reps with around 75% of my max. And then the next week for my top set, instead of doing 85% of my max, I might jump to 87.5 or 90% of my max for the same amount of rep, so
Okay.
on and so on. And after 3 weeks of top set, I do 1 week of deload, where you use, I would say, around 60% of your max weight for a couple more reps just to hold that technique movement, I'd say, because you kind of
Mhm.
lose it fast. You got to do it quite often, but you don't want to fry your CNS
Right.
because after that, you just won't be able to lift. And thing is, I'm training my accessories for like bodybuilding exercise as hard as I used to. So I still need to keep a little bit of energy inside.
Got you.
That's pretty cool, man. It's actually, you say it's very powerlifter-ish, but like it's very evidence-based in the bodybuilding scene. If
Mhm.
you've ever heard of Chris Beardsley's model, the effective rep model, that's being really talked about now, where the 5 reps
Last
before
5 reps, yeah.
failure is what really produces hypertrophy and growth. So a lot of guys now are just doing 5 reps, you know. So like it's funny how with turns and different things like that, you say it's powerlifting, but I do usually six reps in a week. You know, I mean 6 reps in a set now. The only difference I would say, the big difference is you do actually do more volume than me by quite a
Yeah,
bit. I do 2 sets, and
yeah,
then it sounds like you do four working sets because you do the
yeah.
1 and then the 3. Yeah.
I do more sets on the squat, bench, deadlift. When I go
Hmm.
to my quote unquote accessories or the regular bodybuilding exercise, I would say, I do more, maybe 2, sometime maximum 3 sets.
Okay.
So I do more volume on squat, bench, deadlift because I need more practice. Because when you do those with free weight, but powerlifting, there's a huge part of technique. It's not just strength.
Hmm.
Because let's say you have a poor technique on squats, it can bring up your squats from a 4.5 to a 4.75 just by changing your technique.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
yeah,
I
technique
like
is
that.
it's much more important than people think in powerlifting,
Yeah.
especially like let's say deadlift is a hinge movement.
Mhm.
If you don't hinge correctly, you might not be able to pull the weight. Then you hinge properly. Maybe you do a sumo, maybe you do a frog stance. Then suddenly you can pull 100 pounds more just because the lever is much more efficient.
Are you planning on doing any powerlifting shows?
I want to try next year, maybe
All
one.
right. We got like a Johnny Jackson in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I
I
like it.
really loved just the few weeks that I've done it, and I'm like, man, I got to do meat now, I think. And
So,
plus,
Cool, man.
I would say
so
like what brought me into that too is like my girlfriend's been doing powerlifting for 8 years, so
Mhm.
I've
Mm.
I've seen the world of powerlifting, and I've been in a gym powerlifting. I'm like, man, I got to do it. Got to try.
So, out of curiosity, like something that we've all kind of touched on in the last few episodes here is about how like when you're trying to develop a physique and that kind of stuff, we're focused on connection, right? We're focused on trying to feel the muscle work and make it do the job, right? So that we can present it on stage. How
Yeah.
does that fit into this powerlifting style that you do here?
That's a very interesting question. That's a nice one. In powerlifting, you don't think about muscle connection.
Right.
Your whole uh, thing you want to think about is just lifting the weight from point A to point B, no matter what. So
Exactly.
don't focus on the muscle, you focus on strength.
Mhm.
And by that, yes, you don't focus that much on the muscle connection. But if you use 100% of the muscle, it's you're gonna feel
It's
it.
gonna work. It's gonna
Right.
work.
Yeah.
Bones don't
Not
move.
during the
Right. Right.
Muscles,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Muscles move. Yeah.
But the thing is,
Exactly.
for me, what I've realized, what powerlifting helped me the most is actually utilizing my muscle to 100%. And I've seen a massive difference in the muscle connection with my accessories.
Okay.
I've gained more strength, but also more muscle connection just because I've used my muscle much more, I would say, not efficiently, but much more powerfully, if that's
I feel
makes
like what you're saying is like having those base movements like squat, bench, deadlift, really maxing and perfecting those movements and really dialing the execution has allowed you to improve on your accessory movements or your secondary movements, which would be
sense.
like your bodybuilding movements, and
Yeah,
allow you to perform those a lot better.
definitely. Definitely. It did
That's
help.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, I wasn't expecting anything out of powerlifting. I just went in because, well, I wanted to. And I've seen a lot of benefit in my bodybuilding and even with my shapes. So I was like, I mean, I got to keep going. That thing is working.
I can see all three of our wheels turning because this is just so much different than like what any of us have been doing. But
I,
this is a prime example of the thing of like find what fucking works for you, right?
Yeah,
Like
right.
prime
that's
example.
I do say it a lot often, and also do what you love. Like, let's say, okay, I could change my workout technique so it could be a bit more efficient with, I don't know, tempo, squeezes, all that stuff. But in all honesty, I hate that kind of training. I just hate it. This is like, if you tell me like, hey, let's go to the gym and train this way, I'd be like, yo, I don't want to go. I don't want to train because I want to have fun. But
Mhm.
say to me, hey, you want to do like 2 rep max on deadlift? Like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I'm in 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me, I think just having fun in the gym makes me push more.
Yeah.
Just, it's fun because, like, the last few weeks I haven't done powerlifting because I was at the end of a prep, and you don't want to do that because I've almost injured my pec doing a bench because I was too lean and getting too much strength. So I was like, all right, done with powerlifting. Let's just go to accessories. We'll start after prep. But tomorrow morning I'm doing deadlift, and I'm just super excited. This is my first like deadlift session in like 3-4 weeks.
That's awesome, man.
That's such a huge portion. Like just
Oh,
enjoying doing it. Cause like I think most of us got into the gym because you enjoyed the gym, not because you
that's,
wanted to be a bodybuilder.
I
Right.
think that's everybody.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people these days who like get into lifting because they think they're going to become something of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like with the younger generation, it's that way anyways. But most of us who started before social media was a thing, it was like, well, I just wanted to lift and I liked how it felt and I wanted to look, I didn't want to be 160 pounds anymore.
Well, that's to be fair, the main reason I started lifting was because I was skinny. I used to be 125 pounds.
You
Like,
got me beat on that one.
oh yeah. Like I used to be skinny and I was floating in a small t-shirt. And I was like, I don't like what I'm seeing. I feel weak. I was weak because, side note, I used to be a gymnast. I did 20 years of high-level gymnastics, and I was just getting injured and injured and injured after. I was like, fuck it, let's hit the gym. Let's get strong. And I just got addicted to the gym and the pump, and I saw my body change. I was like, hey, I want to try bodybuilding. Let's do it. So I dropped gym and started bodybuilding, and here we are.
Very cool, man.
So I feel like we'd be remiss to not ask this. What are your like your one rep maxes right now?
Oh yeah, that's a good
We
question.
gotta ask that. How much
I
do you
mean,
bench, bro?
bench, I would say 420
Okay.
pounds. Deadlift, I'm just shy of 600 pounds. And squats, I'm like 495, something like that.
So you around like your total's like what, a little over 1,500?
Well, I
Or
can't.
around 15, around
But
In that
1,500?
ballpark, yep.
Yeah, yeah,
15,
yeah.
16, yep.
yeah, that's
I
good.
don't know anything about powerlifting. All I know is once you get to the 1,000 pound club, you're cool. But you're like that plus
Hey,
50%. So yeah.
if I'm being honest, if you're a bodybuilder and your total is less than 1,000 pounds, you gotta increase your strength. For real. But yeah, for a guy, 1,000 pounds is very doable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean, a little over 300 on each.
yeah, that's
Yeah, for
just.
sure. That's
I mean,
definitely very
honestly,
doable.
I would say bodybuilder, especially, we're all kind of strong on bench press, so that's a good thing. We all got strong legs, but usually shit technique on squats. So
I think the one thing that you mentioned there of like I had to pull back on powerlifting getting closer to the show because I almost tore my pec. I think that's
yeah,
one of the main reasons why like a lot of people kind of would shy away from some of those movements that you're doing, right?
yes.
When do you start to notice that effect come into play? When you start to notice that you start having diminishing returns towards your bodybuilding?
When I'm just getting too tired and say I know a weight that usually moves quite reasonably easy feels like my one rep max.
Mm,
Say my one rep max say on bench was I would estimate it at like 420 pounds. And toward the ends of a prep, benching 315 was very hard. Like I could barely do a sets of 5 with 315. So I was like, that's not normal. I'm just getting weak. And then when you're getting leaner and towards the end of the preps, usually PDs goes higher, and the muscle contraction, it's weird to say, but it's almost too strong for your actual tissues.
yeah.
You just feel too much. The muscle contraction is just too hard, and that's kind of what happened. I was doing incline bench press. Did 325 pounds on the incline. And then I just did 1 rep, 2 rep, third rep. I was like, yeah, I feel a little something. Let's go for a fourth one. Then I did my fourth one. I was like, not a good sensation, kind of a burning one. Then I stuck my set. I was like, yo, I think I just hurt myself a little bit. And the next few days, it was like it was like green, yellow-ish on just a little spot, just around the upper chest. I was like, yep, I'm done with bench press and powerlifting for the prep. You just don't want to get injured for nothing.
What do you sub in at that point?
Sorry?
What do you sub in exercise wise at that point?
Oh, no, just do machines. I just go like a little lighter, just tiny little bit, but just more squeeze, more typical bodybuilding, squeeze, stretch, high reps, lower weights.
You're
Yo,
muted. You're
you're
muted, Jarek.
muted, man.
Sorry?
I was saying, so you pretty much get bored at the end of your prep.
Yeah, a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, the last 2 weeks I was just like, man, I just want to get back under a bar and just lift it.
Yeah.
So
But thing is, even if it was possible, I wouldn't enjoy doing powerlifting at the end of a prep. You're just too fried.
So if you enjoy the powerlifting this much and like you get that excited from the powerlifting, what makes you want to also get on stage?
Because I love bodybuilding also. I just
Valid.
love
Good
it.
answer.
Yeah, I mean,
Valid
just
answer.
the more I do it, the more I see my physique change, the more I can see myself in the future. And I'm like, I want to go to the end of that. And for me, powerlifting is kind of a side quest. There's every meet people do, there's a coefficient. They call it dots, and it's from your total is compared to your body weight. That makes some dots. I don't know the exact calculation, but when you have 500 dots, you're considered professional in powerlifting, and that's one of my side quests while doing bodybuilding is to become a professional powerlifter.
Okay.
And the thing is, I've realized too that powerlifting is a good thing. My physique is reacting very well to it, so I was like, let's go with it. And if it just hinders my bodybuilding career a little too much, I'm just gonna postpone that powerlifting for after my career in bodybuilding.
Okay, that's a good answer. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna ask. Yeah, that was a big thing. I was gonna ask. Yeah.
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 All
Okay.
right. So some of the more recent things that have come up, that you competed here recently, right? You just did the what was it, San Diego,
Yeah.
right? And the big thing that's been going around is you were 14th, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But
How many guys?
before that, remember he didn't make weight the show prior, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those were the two things that we definitely wanted to chat with you about. I mean, this was your look for
Holy
to get
shit.
14th place, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Dang, man.
Man, that's crazy.
I mean, it's a fucking good look. I mean, I like it a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I know I was still lacking a little bit of condition. I could have got a little bit more. I wasn't as shredded as the top 4 or 5 guys. I know that, but was I this far from their condition? I don't think so.
How often do you do abs?
Pretty much every day, man. I've been doing abs for more than 20 years, almost every day, and I don't know if it's the way I train them or if it's just a genetic part, but they don't seem to grow really. Even if I go like heavier load, just train them as progressive overload. I've tried it, more frequency, more vacuum, more everything, and it just seems to stall. I don't know.
So with the show, man, why do you think you placed 14th?
I really don't know.
Did you chat with any of the judges at all?
Well, from the judges' feedback, it kind of didn't make sense to me that
Mhm.
I was placed 14. I don't remember the name of the head judge, but there were three judges. One of the lady who came because there was too much of a line. Anyway, first thing that she said to me was like, "You were the most aesthetic one, the most beautiful one on stage. Tan was perfect, Glaze was perfect. Was one of the most muscular, more aesthetic." That was the first thing I got told. I was like, okay. Then I was like, why am I 14 then? And she says like, I was holding a little bit of water on my abs, lower back, and glute during prejudging. Needed a little bit more of hamstring depth, and that was the whole feedback. And she said I was like much better during finals, but I mean, does that justify being 14? I don't know.
Are these pictures from prejudging or for finals?
This
That's
this here is from finals.
Well,
Yeah.
like the pictures of just him that he
Oh,
posted.
Sam, were those pictures from the ones I pulled up of you? Were they from prejudging or finals?
Which one? I didn't see it.
The one we were looking at just a second ago. Sorry. This one here. These.
I think it's prejudging.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes, wow, man. I was chatting with these guys here when we saw your placing. I was like, because that was what I've heard from people. They said your conditioning was off, and I'm like, dude, like I don't see 14th though. You know what I mean? Like,
I
I keep.
mean,
you know, with your shape, dude. I've been seeing you for years, man, and your structure is completely insane.
thanks.
Dude, so I'm always shocked. I mean, I agree with her feedback. You know, I definitely think the hamstrings could
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit fluid.
100%.
And I think due to your powerlifting training, it makes a lot of sense if you're putting hamstrings last on your leg day. So, but overall, man, I definitely, in my point of view, I think it should have been a lot higher, you know?
I mean, I won't lie. I was expecting, but much better placing than that compared to my result of this year and the difference of look I brought. I was like, I was expecting a little bit more, you know.
For
And
sure.
Yeah, what'd you place at your last show?
second,
That's
Yeah, that shit's
interesting.
wild.
That's interesting.
And you look a lot bigger this show, though, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look improved.
that's powerlifting.
You do look improved. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
The one like to play devil's advocate here, the one side of it that I'll kind of push back a little bit on it is like, do you think, has there been any feedback on particular body parts that need to come up in order to make the physique more complete? And do you think there's any gaps in what you're doing training wise that you could fill in that could potentially help you with that?
The only muscle group that I've got the feedback of on growing was hamstring this year. First was at the Toronto by Tyler Manian. His feedback was actually like more condition, more hardness. He wanted a little bit more detailed abs, but I think they got a little bit more detail. But like I've said, they're very hard for me to grow. A little bit lower lats, but that was at the end, and just more hamstring overall. Feedback for Chicago was just more hardness, more condition. And yeah, I would say the main feedback this year was hardness, condition, and hamstring.
I think the feedback is perfect, man. I just don't
Yeah,
agree with the placing. But yeah, the
no,
feedback
Yeah.
is spot on, dude. 100%.
yeah, the feedback for me was just is 100% justified. I know it. I know it even before coming on stage. You know, just
I mean, me
but
personally, I think you can definitely improve your lower lats a bit more, but
yeah,
you've improved from your last look. You know, for you to be 14th place, I don't know how that would make sense.
I mean,
yes,
But I mean,
so I pulled up this picture just a second ago. That's just a comparison between you and Anton here.
yeah,
Because Anton won and you were in 14th. And like here in this front shot, like I can definitely see, like, I think you should be getting compared here. But
yeah,
I definitely think that here, when we start to look at the back poses, is where some of that like distance starts to be made. 14th place, I still don't agree with. But
yeah,
like I think here, this is where a lot of things, like a lot of distance starts to get put between. It's like, look at the fullness of his glutes, look at like his legs, the adductors coming in together, and the width of his legs across, the way his hamstrings go all the way across, right? And I think when you start nitpicking those things, like his shoulders a little bit more striated, those are the inches that start pushing it back a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, I agree with what you've said, with what feedback and stuff you've gotten, is that just filling those areas, coming a little tighter, and I definitely think that
yeah.
you'll be right back where you were before.
So kind of what's your mindset like right now and moving towards the future?
I'm still debating on exactly what I'm gonna do next year as a plan. I would say. Uh, I know I'll still do classic. I know I just posted a story about like doing like should I stay classic, go open, whatever. I was just curious about people, but no, I'm 100% sticking with classic next year. Uh, I'll probably start the first show with Toronto again. I think that's just a kind of a very good timing for me at the moment.
Mhm.
That
what was the show before San Antonio?
it was the San Antonio was some
Sandy,
Chicago.
before San Antonio or before San Diego?
Before San Diego, I'm sorry. That was San Antonio.
San Antonio.
San Antonio, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I didn't do the weight because yeah. There was a little bit of a misunderstanding on my part, I think.
So what happened?
Yeah, basically at Chicago, the way they measured me, 100% sure I was like a slightly above 5'9", which means I had a 212 weight cap.
Mhm.
So I was basing myself on that measurement for
Mhm.
San Antonio. Then I came in at weigh in at around 211.5 pounds, but they measured me just on the 259 on the dots, which means I'm 204. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, shit. So I tried measuring again, and I was just kept getting like flush 5'9", like on the dots. And I was like, okay. They gave me, I think they gave me an hour and a half to try and lose that weight. I was like, there's no way I'm losing 8 pounds in an hour and a half when you're stage ready, getting dehydrated already. I was like, fuck. I gave it a shot. For real, I went down to 206, which is much surprising to me.
Mhm.
Didn't expect that, but I felt like shit. I
Yeah.
didn't feel good. It was not fun. For that hour and a half, felt like a fucking day. Man.
Yeah, bro. Hopefully you get your height soon, man. I just got my forever height from these last two shows.
It's 3 shows.
Apparently, like it really depends, man. So like I thought it was the three, you do 3 shows and they do the average,
Yeah.
but when I went up to Pittsburgh last week, they said if you do a show where like one of the big judges, Tyler was in Toronto, so I don't. But anyway, this is what they said in Pittsburgh. If you do one of the big shows where one of the Steve, Tyler, whatever's at the show, then most
Okay.
likely they'll just use that height. So
Jeez.
That's interesting. That's so
yeah.
interesting how they set that up. I'm curious on
Yeah.
why they even set it up that
I
way.
didn't even tell me, bro. Like if I wouldn't
But
have, I'm so glad I went, man. Like if I wouldn't have gone to Pittsburgh, I wouldn't known. I still would have been guessing with my weight. It is the lower one, but I'm okay. I just happy that I know what it is. You know what I mean?
So
so what is your forever weight?
182.
Okay.
182.
Yeah. So it was either 187 or 182, and it's 182. So yeah.
So how
Okay.
does that work now when you check in at shows? Like you just bring a card and it's like, this is my height card and that's it,
No,
or
I
what?
don't have anything. No, they're not spending money on like
Right.
I have no idea. Apparently someone has the record. When I was up there, Tyler texted somebody, I don't know who, and
Interesting.
they keep a record of it, which I was shocked because I was just shocked they keep records of stuff. But yeah, he texted him back my height from the last 2 shows, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
Huh.
Mhm.
Interesting.
I didn't know that. Because I knew some people had
Yes.
their height locked in, but some don't. So I was like, how do you get it? How do you get it locked in? Like,
I don't know, man. I totally.
can you just get like,
I'll figure it out. That's a question. Actually, I will figure that out. Because yeah, I don't know who you ask or how do they read because they didn't tell me that I had it. You know what I mean?
oh shit,
Sound,
okay.
sounds
Yeah.
like Tyler needs to do another breakdown video and let you
Yeah,
guys know how to do
man.
this.
Because at first I thought it was just 3 shows average, and they put a whole thing out. Now they're
Yeah.
saying you got to be in front of certain judges.
I think it's 3 shows if you're not in front of those judges.
Hmm.
Huh.
Oh,
But
I
is
see
it
what you're saying. I see what you're
is
saying.
it average of those
Okay.
three? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Interesting.
I'll just double check. I'll double check on that.
You said you're around 5'9", Sam?
Yes. Well, at San Diego, measured 5'8 3/4.
Right.
This shit sucks,
So
man.
from now on, now I'm just like I'm 204. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
No
the
more.
That's
I'm
the
just like fuck it. I ain't playing with that again.
Is that hard for you to get down to?
It wasn't hard. I like for San Antonio, I legit could have gone to 204 quite easily. I just maintained a little bit more. I think the lowest I've been for San Antonio was like 207 or 206.5. I could have pushed it maybe 1 or 2 days just to get it down, but I started eating a little bit more carbs just to fill up slowly during the weeks. Thing I've never done before. But yeah, I could have gone 204 quite easily.
This is cool too, man. Tell a lot of people probably don't know this that you coach yourself, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
new
So
this year.
very cool, very cool. And dude, that's not an easy thing to do at all.
It's than I thought, to be fair.
Does your
So you
girlfriend help you at all? Like, does she like that, like a second eye, or do you have anyone
Oh,
that kind of helps you?
yeah, she's a second eye, and she's there to
Okay.
tell me if I'm gonna do a dumbass move. So yeah,
Dude, that's cool. Okay.
yeah.
It's so
Uh,
funny how many people's girlfriends have now become like experts in bodybuilding because they watch us do this insanity. It's like
oh man, it's
my
crazy.
my client Zach, he brought his mom with him, and she was saying some shit to him the other day. I was like, "Why am I coaching you? You have your fucking mom right here. Like, what are you doing?"
Yo,
Oh,
Listen, my girl's a novice. Okay, she don't want any parts of this. You know what I mean? Like she showed up to my shows. That's about it.
yeah. But no, definitely, like she does help quite a lot, especially like during peak week or just there's some days I'm like, man, should I do a refeed or not? And she's like, well, how do you feel? Like, I think visually you look fine, performance in the gym looks fine, sleep looks fine. I think it's just your mental. So I was like, all right, just keep pushing.
How
That's
how
the
like detailed do you get? Like, do you take pictures like and like compare, or do you just go everything on visual or what?
yeah, I do take picture. I treat myself like I was one of my clients,
Okay.
basically. Like what I've realized with me, if I take my I do my routine in the morning, wake up, take my shit, with myself, do my check-in picture, then send it to my girlfriend, but I don't look at them yet.
Okay.
Because if I look at them right after, I'm too biased. I'm gonna look at myself, I'm like, I'm shit. I don't like it.
Mhm.
Those picture, I'm gonna look them at night or just before sleeping, where my head is kind of rested and everything, where I can be non-objective on myself, like I'm my own client. And then I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do for the next day. I don't decide for the same day, I decide for the next day.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask. I like to ask like real questions. So like, how long have you been coaching yourself for?
A year. I started like this year.
How do you feel about it? Are you going to continue or do like because it like based on this season, do you find yourself continuing to do that or do you think you'll move to a coach? And the reason I ask is because there's been a couple guys that have coached themselves, like Wesley and Logan in particular, where they would do good at shows, but until once they got a coach, they started doing really great. Obviously, Logan got with Patrick, played second at the Arnold. Same with Wesley, got with Stefan, won the Arnold Classic. Well,
Yeah.
kind of what's your thoughts on that?
I yeah, it did tickle my mind this weekend.
Yeah.
Honest. One thing I want to try though, again, is I'll be still coaching myself for my next show, but I'm gonna ask help for maybe the last 2 weeks, peak week.
I'm gonna be honest with you, there's not many coaches that are gonna want to do that.
I know a
Yeah,
couple,
You might find somebody because
I'm gonna attach myself to what Terrence just said there. Yeah,
but I know a
because
couple of people in Quebec that they're very good at peaking their athlete. I like their look, and I'm friends with them, so I know won't have any hesitation helping me,
okay.
or just having a second eye. That's with somebody who's more who has more knowledge on peaking. Because I'll be honest, it's the first time I'm peaking myself this year. It's a little bit more nitty than nitty nitpicky, sorry, than I thought it was, especially
so
on myself. So
yeah, my question there back with that is like the hard part about jumping into something 2 weeks, 3 weeks out is I don't have any information. I don't know what's been going on. All I have is just what you're going to give me straight there. Like I haven't seen how does your body respond when I give you food? How does your body respond when I give you more sodium? How does your body respond when I give you more potassium, more water, more this, less that, right? And so
yeah,
now that starts to become difficult because it's like there's a lot of times where we start to see things of like, oh, he's fatter than I think he is. But what really is I need to pull some stress on you. I need to let your body relax a little bit because you're holding
yeah,
water and you're inflamed and that sort of thing. So like trying to navigate by the seat of your pants and go, does he need more food? Does he need less stress? Is like that's the hard part there versus someone being able to build a rapport with you over time where it's like, okay, we've gone through this whole phase together where I've been able to give you some food for a bit and see, okay, he looks better the next day, but the day after it looks like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like dialing those things in a
yeah.
little bit more. Like just throwing somebody into the fire 2 weeks out. That's where I think it could probably confuse you way more because they could come in and throw something out of left field that could make you go completely the wrong fucking direction.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
So
yeah.
would you consider maybe 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out?
I think that's a safe
Derek's
bet.
like, hey man, I
That's
got a
some
spot.
options,
Hit the
yeah.
link my bio.
Yeah, maybe it's just a coach drink trap. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
It,
to be fair, right now I'm just very I'm enjoying a lot coaching
yeah.
myself more than I thought I would. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I feel like it kind of gave me the love for bodybuilding back that I kind of missed the last few
Yeah,
years.
that's great.
So for me, that's the most important thing, because I never told anybody, not neither on social media, but after Vancouver Pro in 2024, kind of got the burnout of bodybuilding, and I just stopped training, stopped dieting, stopped PDs for solid 3-4 months. I lost like almost 40 pounds. So yeah, it was just like I was just tired of everything of bodybuilding. I was
Yeah.
looking at bodybuilding stuff on Instagram. I was like, fuck, I don't want to look at it. I'm just tired of it.
We've all been through that.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start again, but I'll do it my way.
Just to just to piggyback off of the same question that Terrence kind of asked there, when we were asking you about your previous shows from the last year, the trend that we saw was like the thing that kept coming up was more condition and harder, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that coaching yourself is potentially one of those areas where maybe you're not quite pushing yourself to the realm that you need to in order to get that condition, or do you think it's more just the peaking thing?
There's a little bit of both, for sure. I'm the first one to say that. For Toronto, I know I didn't push enough. I didn't push cardio enough, didn't push diet enough. For Chicago, I pushed more cardio and pushed harder on the diet, but maybe not enough. For San Antonio, I pushed even more the diet and cardio. It worked well. So I was just like, I think I'm just figuring it out, but I'm just slow to react a little bit. I'm kind of shy of putting myself like under the pressure of like the deep end of prep, the hard stuff. That's the hardest part from coaching yourself, is just, you wake up one morning and you feel dead and you're like, oh yeah, I could eat a little bit more. Yeah, it will help me. But the thing is, well, you have to push yourself no matter what. This is the hard part. It's like make yourself suffer on your own will. It's a different thing than being told to.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's why you have a lot of your top guys. They all have coaches, and it's not a coincidence. It's just to get to that next level and really push your body to that 1%. It really takes a place that's hard to go alone. And try to be, I guess, logical in the sense of what you see in the mirror, how you feel. It becomes very cloudy at some point when you really get to that level of conditioning.
Because when you get a certain level of condition, I think we can all agree there's one point where you just don't want to think anymore.
Yeah,
you're just like you're like a robot. If you tell me like eat sand, you're like, okay, let's do it.
But so the thing that I've noticed over the years with people who coach themselves is they tend to fall into two camps. It's either the people who don't push themselves hard enough or the people who push themselves way too far, right? And that's neither one of those is good, right? You don't push yourself hard enough, you're going to not get in condition. You push yourself too far, you end up with an injury, or you end up dieting yourself so far down the rabbit hole that you can't get the physique to come back. Right. So like that's the hardest part, like they just both touched on, is like you get to that spot where like everything feels like shit and you don't really know like what it is you're trying to navigate here, and you start to like coach yourself out of emotion versus out of what actually has to be done. Right. And like it just becomes way harder when you're the one in control of that switch of like, yeah, I could feed myself today, right? And then like maybe instead of just giving yourself some more rice, you go, well, I'm going to go have In-N-Out, right? I'm going to go have a burger, when that might not be what you need at all, right? So there's always those both aspects to that.
To be fair, from Chicago to San Antonio and San Diego, all my refeed there were no cheat. It was just, they were very small refeed, like 200 to 250 grams of carbs in a day, of rice and sometimes a little bit of bread or cream of rice. And that was it. I didn't cheat for a solid like 2 months, which it was the first time I did it this year. And to be fair, I think that's what I need, because I came in a much better condition than Chicago and I saw it works. I was like, I didn't want to cheat. I was like, let's go more intense this prep. Maybe I was still lacking a little bit, but it was on the right direction. That's for sure.
What's been like your favorite moment in bodybuilding so far?
My favorite what?
Moment, like show or whatever it may be.
Great moment, man. That's rough.
Oh yeah. How long? When did you get your pro card? How long you been a pro?
Oh, I think since September 2021.
Oh man, so like 4 years. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been bodybuilding for that long.
How long? How long did it take you to get it?
Uh, 10 weeks.
Oh wait. Well,
Well,
but you didn't go from not lift. You didn't lift for just 10 weeks to get your pro
no,
card. No.
no, but it took a year.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
What drew you to bodybuilding?
Sorry?
What drew you to bodybuilding?
Yeah, because I used to be a gymnast. Skinny as fuck, 125 pounds, soaking wet. Didn't like what I looked like, and I was keep getting injured over and over and over again in gymnastics. So at one point, I was like, you know what, just let's go to the gym, get stronger, feel better, and just trying to get less injured. But then I fell in love with like feeling a pump, and then I saw my physique change. I was like, yo, that's dope. I love it. And went from like 125 pounds to 150, 160 in like no time at all because I was just eating just a little bit more. I was like, oh man, and now I'm wearing medium. Oh shit, I'm filling out medium t-shirt. Like never happened in my life. I was like, oh, I love it. Then I just started doing less and less gymnastic, was skipping lesson to go to the gym actually, because I love it more. So at one point I was like, you know what, just do it. Just do it, switch sports. And when I switched sports, I think I did like 1 or 2 months and then COVID hit. So all those small gain I've done, I just lost it all. After COVID, I was just even in COVID, I was like eating 2 meals a day, not training, staying on my computer all day doing nothing. So I was just lost. I went back to like 130 pounds. I was like, I gotta get it back again. And that's when I started. When the gym opened back again, that's when I started to. I decided to get a coach, and from there on, I did a year. Then started first prep. Did my first show, won pretty much everything. 10 weeks after, did the pro qualifier and won my pro card.
What I'm curious, man. I did gymnastics when I was a kid. What did you do all the events?
Oh yeah, I did.
I'm surprised, but usually dudes who do gymnastics, at least like if you do like the steel rings, you got at least a decent upper body. You know what I mean? Like typically, like
But the thing is, I was so light, and I do have a genetic capacity of creating a lot of strength, even with
okay.
a small amount of muscle. Like my iso strength is very high, was higher than all my colleagues in gymnastics. But the thing is, they could outbench me by like a plate and a half. But iso strength, I was just much stronger for some reason. I don't know. I think it's just my muscle fiber or just genetics, I guess. So for me, like doing the iron cross and all that stuff was really kind of easy because I was also super light.
Yes, probably yeah, probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you do that now, just jacked as shit, just holding yourself out on the fucking rings.
Can you still do it?
No,
No.
hell no. Dude, I probably have the strength because I'm much stronger, but the strength on the joint and the muscle, and I'm just gonna rip my bicep like 1 second.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, I'm still like almost 100 pounds heavier than
Yeah.
when I was a gymnast. I still can do a backflip fairly easily. I can still do the splits, but other than that, it's just there's too much muscle in my frame now. Just can't.
Yeah.
So before we get too far away from that part of the conversation, I want to circle back to the coaching thing. Like since we've been talking here, the thing that kind of keeps coming up that seems very apparent is like you're very much trying to protect how much you enjoy the process, right? Do you
Yep.
think any of the hesitation with working with a coach is signing up with somebody who's going to go, hey, no, your way's wrong. You need to do it this way?
Yeah, that's part of me that's kind of turning me off from getting a coach. Long story short, I'm the kind of guy who I don't like being told what to do. And the thing is, and I really despise it. I've been there my whole life. Say I'm gonna go do cardio on my own. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna push myself. And then someone says, hey, do your cardio. I'm like, I ain't doing it anymore. That's it. I don't want to. And then even if I'm gonna do it, I'll be pissed because someone told me to do it and it's not on my own.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. My wife is the same way, bro. You're not the only one, bro. Trust me. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I don't know if it's just me, if I can learn to counter that, but that's just one part of getting a coach that's turning me off for now. Like maybe I have to learn to live with it, or just shut my brains off and be like, hey, he know best, so I'll just listen to him because he got the knowledge and everything.
Does it feel the same way when somebody gives you like dietary changes? Like if somebody goes, "Hey, I want you to eat this way," do you get the same kind of pushback?
A little bit, but less, I would say.
Okay.
I do
So-
enjoy more pushing myself than someone pushing me. I don't know if that makes sense.
So if someone would basically just like let you run your own training because you kind of know what you're doing at this point and did your nutrition, you think you'd be in a better spot.
Yeah, 100%. I think for me, like I do love food. I'm a foodie, but I don't care that much. Like I love food, I enjoy, but I know I'm using food for a tools. Food's always going to be there, for sure. You can eat burgers when you're 85, but can you deadlift 600 pounds when you're 85? No.
It'd be
You need
cool
to
if you
say
could.
that quote. That's a damn good quote, bro. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I keep telling myself in prep, because also when you're hungry, it's like food always going to be there. But training is just a short part of your life. So
Yeah.
might as well just enjoy the hell out of it and just have fun. Because like I tell to a lot of my clients too, is like bodybuilding is going to be a short portion of your life. Might as well enjoy as much as you can. Because, well, it sounds deep, but that's true. But now isn't forever. So enjoy that shit, because when you be done 20 years later, you don't want to look back and be like, hey, yo, I hated the whole goddamn 10 years I've done bodybuilding. I just didn't like it. Like, I don't want to. I want to enjoy those life. I want to have good memories. I want to have fun while I can, while my body still can push heavy ass weight.
Yeah, man. I think that's important, man. That's important. And just to kind of piggyback off that, like we know that this sport can be self-centered sometimes, and sometimes you can get caught up in, what's going to benefit you, how you feel. But have you ever thought about what impact would you leave on the sport when it's all said and done?
Never really thought about that, because that's, I think, a part of me that's a little bit selfish, I would say, is not in a bad way, but I don't really care about what people think about me.
Yeah.
I just I want to do my own thing and have the most fun as I can. And when I'm done, I'm done. It's like, sure, it's fun to have some recognition in sports and leave a mark and everything, but that's not what's motivating me.
Yeah.
It's just like, I really just want to create good memories. Just look back 20 years and be like, man, that was some of the best years of my life. Loved it.
For sure.
But I know with success, people just look up to you and things can change in the future. I mean, you never know, because, hey, you don't know. I don't know. And there was something I thought about, just leaving a mark for me is really just enjoying as much as I can.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in the last year, coaching higher and better athletes, is that when you first start coaching, you believe that when somebody signs up with you, it's because you're smarter than they are and that you have the answers, right? Like when you first get started, you're like, yeah, I'm going to give you a nutrition plan. It's going to work for you. I'm going to give you a training plan. It's going to work for you. But then as you start to work with people who have more experience, you have to start realizing that like not everyone's going to fit into that. And if you just completely dismiss somebody's experience and what they know works and doesn't work because you know better, you're going to end up in a situation where you're not going to be able to get results from that individual. So being able to be a little bit more lax and move through these things and work with the individual within a given reason. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, a refeed every week works great for me, coach. Like I bet it does. But it's like not everything needs to be a democracy and a negotiation, but like there can be some give and take of like, if Terrence was to work with me, I would very much be like, hey, Terrence knows what the fuck he's doing. I'm not going to try and reinvent the wheel, you know?
But yeah, that's a very good point too.
Yeah. So are you done for the season? Are you competing anymore this year, or what's the?
It's done for the year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be San Antonio, but I was like, no way, I'm ending in a no show.
I get that. So kind of what's your game plan to like make the changes they're asking for? You know what I mean?
I haven't got to that yet. I just came back yesterday night.
Okay, makes sense.
I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man.
Yeah.
Back yesterday night, and this morning I was like, off to work. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, it
Gonna
is
work.
only been like 2 days, dude. I don't even know. It's just,
Yeah, but I mean, I know
Terrence
I'm
doesn't know where he is right now. I
bro,
mean,
like I don't know, man. I'm real particular about that shit. Like I'm already thinking about. I think about that stuff even before the show. You
Oh
know what I
wow.
mean? Like I'm like, I want to do this after the show, that after the show. I already have like a fucking
Yeah.
split and everything prepared,
well, tell us what
waiting.
it is,
Yeah,
Terrence.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
tell us a
I
little bit.
mean, this one. I mean, this one's pretty. I don't like. I'm not changing anything with. Oh, actually, I am. I'm gonna try out a um a fifth. I train like you, man. I do 4 days, 4 training sessions a week. I'm gonna try adding in a fifth, but a lot less body parts. Because normally I do like 6 different exercises in a day, and I'm gonna drop that fifth day down to like three of the and um
Pull from those other
prioritize the
days.
muscles that I want to grow the most. So yeah,
Yeah, one
Nice.
thing for sure, I'm gonna add one more hamstring or two exercise per week.
I think it's a good idea, man. I think the way you train is like great. I think the frequency will help quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 4 sessions myself too a week. And I know I was talking with Ruff a while ago about that. It just feels so good. Like I told Ruff, I was like, man, I don't know. Some days I'm like, should I like go train or something? I feel too recovered. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm progressing every session.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the changes. I'm looking fuller. And
Yeah.
so like you just kind of stick with it.
Yeah,
I do agree. 4 times a week I've seen more result for me with 4 times a week than five.
Yep. I've
I
been
have
doing it for
yet
the
to,
last
I
four or
don't know. I
five
mean,
years.
obviously, I'm sorry. What'd you say,
No, you're
Nick?
good. Go ahead.
I was like, obviously, I don't talk to everyone who does 4 days a week, but like everyone I've spoken to that's switched to 4 days has seen like it's been positive. I haven't seen anyone
Yeah.
say, oh, I haven't seen anyone have a negative experience from it yet.
I've been doing it for the last 4 to 5 years, and like I don't compete anymore at this point. But when I was competing, the biggest thing for me was like keeping that recovery in check
Mm.
in off season or in contest prep. Like it helped out so much. And like I was Brandon Barrow was on my one-on-one podcast not that long ago, and he switched to that this year. And Brandon's one of the fucking strongest guys I've ever met. Like I watched him do 3.5 plates on a shoulder press today, and he's 2.5 weeks out from his shit. The dude's a monster as far as strength. So a guy that's that strong, putting in that extra day of recovery, he noticed a massive difference in like how his physique looked. Like the body parts that he wanted to come up started to improve and that sort of thing. So I feel like for the people who have never even tried it, trying to convince them to do 4 days is like pulling fucking teeth. But then as soon as they try it one time, they're like, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
we're all adults here. We all have a lot more responsibilities than just going to the gym. You got other things to do. Having
Mhm.
that third rest day is so great
oh,
because you
wow.
can get
Bro,
so much shit done.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Especially
100%.
especially
and
as a
you
coach, like
Yeah.
all the mental demand of being a coach and being a father,
Yep.
it can weigh on the fatigue or the recovery too. So you gotta
Mhm.
factor those things in, and being able to have 3 days is just give me one
Because
section.
then
Sorry.
you're not rushing to try and fit everything into one day. And at
Yeah.
least one of those days you can go, I'm going to just do nothing. I'm going to be a complete fucking zombie and do absolutely nothing a day because you need it. But if you only have 1 or 2 rest days in the week, you're trying to pack all of your outside activities into one day and also try to recover at the same time. It's like that's not going to work.
No, yeah. The other thing is, man, like I like, I'm done coaching now, but like the mental demand on that is a lot, and people don't realize like your brain actually uses glucose. Like it's not
Yeah.
just like you feel tired because you're using actual energy. You know what I mean?
You
And
know,
so having that, yeah, like you said, having a rest day is important, man.
Yep.
it is. And it's nice too when you drink 4 times a day, 4 times a week is there's usually a time where you have 2 days in a row of rest. And for me, though, the second day of rest in a row, I'm like, I fucking want to train so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
come the next day, I'm
Yep.
like, hell yeah, it's training day. Let's
I
go.
love it, man. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other aspect that I don't think people fully understand with it too is like it's also a way for in the off season where we can drive calories a little higher too. Like if I have a third day where I'm not outputting quite as much, we can have a little bit more of ability to push food on that day. Like it's not like I'm going to add a surplus to there, but they're not burning as many calories on a regular basis. So you can kind of push that body weight up a little bit more while strength is increasing and all those other things. Make sure your joints are in a good position, your tendons are in a good position, all that kind of stuff. Because those take a lot longer to recover than the muscle tissue itself, you know, and that's where I think a lot of people end up with injuries.
Especially when you're doing powerlifting. I'm telling you, dude, for real, it would be impossible for me to train 5 days in this kind
Yeah.
of workout. It's just not possible. There's sometimes I'm like, it happened a lot of time. I was like, I need a third day in a row of rest. My whole body's in pain. I'm aching everywhere. I'm just sore and everything. But then the third day, I'm like, oh, I'm good. Good.
So with there being squat, bench, and dead, obviously that's 3 days. What's that fourth day look like?
Usually incline bench.
Okay. So you're doing like 2 chest days and 1 back, 1 leg?
Well, the day where I do incline presses is kind of more of a push workout.
Okay.
So I do like upper chest, and I do a little bit of shoulders, bicep, triceps, just a little more fine tuning, I would say. Sometimes I add rear delts. So just one more in a day. It's kind of a variable day, I would say, but
Since a lot of your feedback for bringing up your physique has been posteriorly focused, right? Your back, your hamstrings, glutes, that kind of thing. Do you think you would do a little bit better having a second pull day instead of a second pushing day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm going to add. The thing is, I don't think I'm being able to do like 2 deadlift in a week. But what I could do is that for like free-ish day, maybe do more of an hybrid. I would say I would do like hamstring, back, then maybe 1 or 2 push exercise.
That works, yeah. Yeah.
Do you have to do a powerlifting day on that fourth day? Like if you've already knocked out your squat, bench, and dead on the first 3 days, you can just throw in an upper day, right? Do like if you want to still hit some chest and shoulders and stuff, you can do chest, shoulders, and back all in one day. You know?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what you said, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a free day. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just make sure it doesn't hinder your next SBD workouts.
Yeah.
Say my free days on Friday, and then I do like a big back day, but Saturday I'm doing deadlift. I'm just shooting myself in the foot. So at this point, I just need to just modify my split just to make it work. That's not rocket science too. So
Sounds like we made you split in like 10 minutes. There you go. Dope. You got it, man. Upper day. Good to go.
What do your back accessories look like after you do bench and stuff? I kind of cut you off way earlier in the podcast when you were going through your split.
nice, yeah. When I do my deadlift, I do a pull after. So usually I'm gonna do depending on the gym I am, because I work in a gym as a personal trainer through the gym too, and in a powerlifting gym too. So if I'm in the powerlifting gym, I'm gonna do a chest supported TR row. There's no seated row, so that's only when I'm doing it in my other gym. But after that, it's lat pull down, straight arm pull down, and I like to finish pull day with 2 sets of max rep of traction.
Oh, traps. Okay.
No, not trap. I say pull ups.
For your chest supported row, are you biased in like upper back or lats for that?
More lats, because that's what I need more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, upper back for me is just relatively easy to grow, so I just need more lats, more lower lats, just more.
Okay.
And deadlift helped me quite a lot feel those muscles, because let's face it, if you want to pull 600 pounds, your whole back has to work.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would definitely hope so.
Because otherwise, you're just gonna pop something in your lower back. Because that bar is gonna stay like, it's gonna be fused to yourself. You gotta pull it like you're doing a pull over, max rep, 1 rep, pull over. I don't know. You just gotta pull it.
Okay.
So it did help me a lot, increase my back width, not with depth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just so interesting. Like I feel like I could pick your brain on your training like for hours because it's just so different than anything else anyone is doing.
Yeah. But to be fair, it hasn't been a while. It's only like since Chicago that I've been doing that.
Right.
Because before that was the regular quote unquote bro split where I do chest, then I do back day, then I do a shoulder and arms, then I do a leg day, then I do a second leg day and all that stuff.
Hmm.
I did do a lot of push pull legs. I quite prefer that.
Okay. No, there's people that train like him. Hunter trains like him. Hunter has a 4-day split. He
Right.
trains a push day, a pull
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
a leg day, and then a whatever day they want to do. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of people do train in a similar way. I think the biggest difference is the volume you do and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the way you attack that first exercise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is different. But like I said, I do lower a little bit more volume on the accessories after because those first three lifts, they do take a big chunk of energy out of you.
Dude, if I could give you one thing to test out, I know for your next prep is instead of completely changing the way you perform your sets and the amount of reps you do, is to maybe try lowering that volume as you get close to the show. Even if
Okay.
it's like, dude, like the first week you start to feel that fatigue or whatever, just lower everything by one set. If it doesn't
Okay.
work, do what you normally do. If you like it, try it again. You know what I mean? That'd be my only thing I would test out because I tested that out for myself this past year and I was good. I was good to go.
Noted.
Yeah, yeah.
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 I
I'm
mean,
always willing to, yeah. Sorry. I'm always willing to try stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's the biggest thing, man. I like this. I'm the same, man. You try it out. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. You know?
Yeah. At least you
Yeah,
gave it a shot.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think Terrence is doing pretty well as far as a competition wise is concerned. So he might know a little something, something.
No, I would not base follow for the people watching, do not base your gym content on how someone's placing. Because I've seen people say squats work your hamstrings and they're like they've won Olympias. So let's don't do
This is
that.
true.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely it's really interesting to hear just kind of how you navigate that because I know if I tried to do that, everything would just hurt and my fucking CNS would be wrecked. So
Yeah, bro. That is a lot, dude. It is a
yeah,
lot.
dude.
Yes. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just me. I think I'm a little bit weird, but it kind of a reminiscence for me of my gymnastics day where you wake up in the morning, your whole body hurts, and you're like, how the hell am I going to be able to walk to the gym? And then you go to the gym, you warm up, and then suddenly you don't have any more pain. You're like, all right, let's go. Just put on some tape on your wrist and be like, I'm good to go.
Oh man.
It's
How
like, no,
how old are you, by the way?
Dude, I was gonna ask the same question.
I'm 30.
Okay, so you're not young. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
you're in the ballpark. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have thought younger than that.
Yeah, I look younger than I am.
Okay, okay.
I mean, I've been an athlete for like 25 years, so I've been like training my whole life. That's
Mhm.
just, I'll never be able to stop pushing myself unless my body's just like, nope.
I will say, yeah, gymnastics people know a whole different level of pain. I remember Ariel Kadar,
Mhm.
Yeah,
she was in fitness and she comes from a gymnastics background. And like
yeah.
even Missy's like they break shit on I mean, dude, like how are y'all doing these crazy routines like stage ready and then like you got like your ankles broken or you got like nerve damage in your neck, all this different shit, man.
The number of time I've trained on a highly injured body part is I cannot count on it. There's one time I completely dislocated my finger. It was like all crooked. Mid training, I was just like popped it back, take my two finger, kept training.
I'm not that strong, I can tell you.
Yeah, I was like,
Nah, to
yo,
left.
for me, I was like, you know what? My training isn't done. So let's just keep going. I'm gonna put ice after and that's it.
It's it's so interesting because like I think one of the things that has made you as strong as you are now is like as you were going through your formative years, you were doing a lot of stuff with your body weight. Like you were
Oh,
doing a lot of things like isometric stuff, moving your body. Like I think there is a lot to be said about forming your way you move your body by doing body weight stuff when you're young, learning how to move your body in space and control it and hold it in different positions. I think that honestly probably carried over pretty dramatically to everything else
oh,
you've done.
100%. 100%. Like, I'm not shy of saying that. I wouldn't have progressed as fast as I did if it wasn't for gymnastics. And not just for the body, but also for the mind. You know, I've done 20 years of gymnastics. 3 of them I was professional. I was on the national team for almost 15 years out of those 20. So I've had coach where they were from sometimes Ukraine and just like those Europe style of training where there's just like you're in the goddamn army, you know?
For sure.
It's just like you do like your routine, and then if you don't stick the landing, it's like just do it again. And then you do a land, you don't land it, you like do it again and do it again, do it again, do it again until you almost just cry on the floor and just like go again. I don't care. Just do it.
Mhm.
That's I've been kind of drilled like this. So for me, doing powerlifting, being like, oh, I'm hurt. Well, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Like, okay, so I'm hurt. Let's just do it. Nobody cares.
So like and like I got asked this question a while back, but so like do you find bodybuilding hard or as hard as gymnastics, or kind of how do you think about the two?
They're both hard, that's for sure.
Mhm.
It's a different kind of hard, I would
For
say.
sure.
In my word, I would say gymnastics is more skill based
Mhm.
because you got to be in gymnastics highly precise. There's some movements you got to give 87.3% of your effort. If you give a little bit more, you over rotate. If you give a little bit less, you land on your face or you get a fucking metal bar up your face. You
Okay.
got to be highly precise. You cannot give 100% all the time because that doesn't how it works. You got to be super duper precise and highly reactive. And that's a skill base that not everybody have. Also space awareness. Because a lot of times in gymnastics, you do movement where you don't see the floor or you don't see the bars, but you're gonna know exactly where they are and where you're situated, and then you're gonna grab it with your hands, even if you don't see it, you're gonna know where it is. So that's also a skill, and a skill that can be developed, but not by everybody. I think it's something that some people have more naturally than others. I did have the space awareness naturally that helped me massively compared to bodybuilding, where it's the hardest part for me of bodybuilding. I would say it's like everybody does say, it's a 24-hour sports. You're never resting. Well, you're resting, yes, but in gymnastics, when I was out of the gym, I was a regular human being. In bodybuilding, it's in the gym, at your house, traveling, doing your meals, sleeping. You're always a bodybuilder. The constant effort you need to put in bodybuilding makes it very hard, but skill wise, I think it's much easier.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I gotta say, but that being said, being constant on a high level and on a daily basis, I do think is a skill as well.
Yeah.
It's just a difference.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say is like learning how to live as a bodybuilder 24/7, 365 is a skill in and of itself. But
I
it's
agree.
not a skill as in like I have to hold myself in this position. Like you
Yeah,
talking about that gymnastic stuff, you're talking about some people are naturally gifted with it. I think I'm the exact opposite. I'm naturally not fucking gifted with that shit. Like there's no chance in hell I would have ever been able to do that in my entire life, and never would
yeah,
have I thought about like if I put too much effort into this, it's gonna go wrong. Like
yeah,
it's not about too much effort or too little effort. It's the exact right effort. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's a perspective I've never even thought about.
yeah. I say that gymnastic is athletic skills, and bodybuilding could be more of the I don't like that word. I don't know if there's another word, but endurance skill. If that's
I agree.
Endurance
Yeah,
skill?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I like to explain it too, man. It's like bodybuilding is hard because of the length of time you're doing it. Whereas a
yeah,
lot of other things, it's just hard in that fucking moment. It's like way harder in that moment.
yeah,
But it's like it goes down, it gets really hard, it goes down. Whereas bodybuilding is maybe like here and it stays constant. You know what I mean?
yeah. And
Yeah.
also, I could add that bodybuilding. One thing that's very hard is sometimes you don't see progress. You just gotta be confident that it works.
Mhm. Your
Just
house okay, Jared? I saw his
Yeah,
his fucking
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I saw that
hose blew or
video.
something.
My one of my sprinkler valves pretty much just snapped and it was just like whatever. So I had to turn off the sprinkler valve and I gotta
Jeez.
repipe it sometime in the next couple of days.
Dude, if my sprinklers burst, I would not know what to do. I don't know where the sprinkler valve is.
I had a sprinkler bust outside one of my windows and shoot straight up into the roof, into the slots, and then come through my fucking ceiling into the house. I was like, why is my carpet wet?
That's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, but we're good though. We got to shut it off. So water bill is probably gonna be high, but we'll be all right.
You got it fast. You'll be fine. But yeah, that's very interesting. How much of that training of like the coaches that you had as a gymnastics athlete, how much of their like beating discipline in you has carried over to what you're doing now?
I'd say all of it. You know, it taught me a lot that bodybuilding would have taught me, but I started, I think, with a head start mentally wise. Because I kind of, when I started doing more bodybuilding, I was looking more on YouTube and all that stuff, what it takes and whatever. And for me, doing shit you don't want to do, but do it anyway, I've done that for 20 years. Because let's face it, as an athlete, you don't always want to do your sports. It's not possible. There's some days, like I said in gymnastics, I woke up and I was like, how the hell am I going to be able to move today? My shoulder hurt, my wrist, I can't even move it. I can't unbend my elbow. Getting on my feet, I'm like, I can't put weight on my ankle. What am I going to be able to do? Then next thing you know, 3 hours later, in the gym doing stuff. You know, like, just got to do it. Just got to warm up, get your head in. And that carried away a lot in bodybuilding and especially in prep, because when you're 3 weeks out, you wake up and you're like, well, I don't want to do cardio. But next thing you know, you're on the bike and you've been doing like 45 minutes and you're like, oh, yeah, I've done it because, well, I have to.
Dude.
I
I
want
think
to.
most people in sports, man, like mentally, like the beginning of bodybuilding is a lot easier, right? Like
Yeah,
anyone can get to that level, but if you did a sport or you did anything like where you had like someone pushing you, like you just have that advantage in the beginning, right?
yeah, it does. But the thing is, I think that beginning advantage, like you said, it does stops real fast, I'd say, because the higher you are in bodybuilding, it gets harder. It just gets harder and harder.
To again circle back to the coaching question earlier, obviously you went through a long time working with gymnastic coaches and stuff. Did
Yeah.
you have the same kind of pushback with them when you were working with them as a gymnast? Like of like if they tell you to do something, you'd be like, I don't want to fucking do it anymore.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay. So it's always been there. It's not
I've
something that was
always
like trained into you.
no. As long as I can remember, I've been like that. Even at home with my parents, you know. Listen, I at one point I was like, I think it happened once. I was just like, I was living almost in my in the downstairs with my parents, and at one point I was just like brooming the floor, and I heard my mom shouting out. It was like, yeah, "Don't forget to pass the broom," and I just literally stopped and went back to my computer. I was like, "Fuck, man! I was doing it. Someone told me to do it. Now I'm not doing it anymore."
Bro, I know you was getting ass whoopings.
But the thing is, I've always finished by doing it. It takes me a while, but at the end, I'm just doing it. But I'm like, if I'm about to do something and someone told me to, I'm like, it turns me off so much. It almost pisses me off.
Bro, I'm telling you, my wife is right here listening to this conversation. Bro, she's the same way. I'm
Man.
telling you, bro. You can't tell her nothing. You just leave her alone. If she's gonna clean the house, don't say nothing.
Listen, it's even annoying for me.
Yeah,
But,
it's very interesting.
but you know, I think if I'm getting a coach, I really have to work on that kind of mindset for sure. Because I
I
know,
think you just need to find somebody that like will be willing to not just be a dictator. You
yeah,
gotta find you
Right,
gotta
right.
find somebody who's gonna meet you where you're at and go like, all right, Sam's done this by himself, right?
yeah,
Right.
Sam obviously knows what he's talking about. So I'm not going to completely dismiss what he's doing. And if it
yeah,
ain't broke, don't fucking fix it, right? But
exactly. It's
there
like,
are some things that could change, right? Because like a lot of
sure.
your feedback over the last couple of years has been relatively similar, right? So
Yeah,
it's obviously there's some gaps in what you're doing that somebody could come in and fill, you know?
absolutely. Yeah, it's like I don't need somebody telling me like, "Hey, don't forget to do cardio." Like, yeah, duh, no shit. Like, I know I gotta eat my meal. I know I gotta train hard. I know I gotta rest. You don't need to tell me that. It's like it's normal. It's like saying to someone like, "Hey, don't forget to put on clothes before leaving the house." Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So that part of some coaches, I think they didn't quite understand that I used to be a high level gymnast for that much amount of year. Like, I know how to be disciplined. I don't need to be disciplined too. I've
You
been
just
there.
don't want to be treated like a baby.
Exactly. It's like, listen, I'm 30 years old and I've done sports for 25 years. And I managed to become professional in bodybuilding and in gymnastics. I kind of know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Might know a thing or two.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, cool. Do y'all have any other questions for Sam? And we can start to wrap that up there. We're a little over an hour now.
Well, already. Yeah.
Yeah, that flew. Well, I can't think of anything else, man, but I will say that I'm very excited to see what you bring next year and what this crazy powerlifting style that you've come up with transpires for you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It's always nice to try a new thing. I'm gonna be able to try it for more than like 4-6 weeks.
Yeah.
Gonna have a relatively quick off season, I would say. Maybe like 4 months before starting prep again. I won't do like a full blown off season, force feeding myself 6K calories. I don't think that's really what I need, especially during the feedback where I need more condition. That would be kind of shooting myself in the foot.
Yeah.
So I'll just find like threading the needle between staying as lean as possible, but having the best performance, best rest, best everything, both combined. I think it's just, I'm going to go pretty much day by day. I got used to doing like my own check-ins every day. It's just part of my routine. Just wake up, go to the toilet, wait myself, take progress picture, and that's just normal for me. So I'm going to keep doing that even in off season just to make condition sure that it stays in checks, but also the gym, I'm going to track it more than usual because with the powerlifting, I want to make sure my performance rises as much as possible. And I don't want to get injured. So say I feel like I'm getting stronger, but my body's getting more and more painful because I'm trying to stay too lean. I'm just going to maybe go up a little bit the calories or just maybe reduce training. I'm just going to do some fine tuning almost day by day, week by week.
Just enough of a surplus to make sure that you're able to recover and build tissue is really all you need. Plus, you're flirting with a weight cap, so like if you went to one of those crazy off seasons, like you're gonna end up making that open debut a lot earlier than you fucking thought you were.
I mean, with a weight cap of 204, I would say I would go around maximum like 230. I think.
Yeah.
Big maximum because I'm gonna go to 230 quite relatively fast, knowing my body. I think I'm just gonna. To be fair, I think at 3K calories, I'm gonna push almost at 230. I don't need much. And thing is, with powerlifting, I have a lot of water retention for sure. So I can reduce the volume a little bit for just 1 week, or just first time I did a deload week, I lost weight because I just lost water weight from having my CNS more rested. Yeah. So I was like, okay, was not fat. It was just pure water.
Well, let's just close it out with the top 5, man. It's Olympia, coming up in 16 days, 14 days.
Hey, that's a hot question.
Top 5, man.
I'll let y'all do that.
Peace.
Terrence was turning his camera on to make sure you put him in the top.
Put it for sure, for real.
Me and Jarek did ours last week, Sam. So what you got for us?
I'll be honest, okay?
That's fine.
Okay. I got Mike first.
Mm-hmm.
I got Mike first, Terrence second, Ramon third. Man, I do believe Josema. I think he can get fourth.
Okay.
But there's also I can't remember the name. The other guy won 2 Olympia. I just got a blank.
Breon.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Yeah, Breon could be 5th because he's always been top 5, I think. Right?
Yeah.
So that's good. Who could be a surprise? I think I don't know if just me, but One Punch. I think he got a little special something.
Yeah, we just had him on last week.
Yeah, I think it'd be very surprising. Also, Logan. Logan can be very surprising. Let's not forget also Michael DeBull. Who else, man? There's so much good guys.
The dark horse that I pointed out last week that I put in my top 5 was that kid who just won a couple weeks back, Piotr.
Like Piotr, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that guy.
Have you seen this kid?
Right?
Huh?
What
was that?
The guy who just won like PTU or not P.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I'll pull him up.
He posed.
Yeah, we was actually talking about him in my group chat because I have a group chat with my athletes, and one of my athletes brought him up, and they were like, "He's a sleeper," and I'm like, "Man," I was looking at his video, and I think he just needs a little bit more season. You know what I'm saying? And he's up there, but I don't know about this year. But he's got crazy proportions.
Could he do top 15? Possible.
I have no idea how to spell his name, so I'm trying to find him right quick. So y'all keep talking.
Yeah.
I
gotta say,
I think.
Go ahead.
Was it your husband that was there inspecting your damage?
All right, here we go. Got him. Yeah, this kid's fucking freaky. Like I know this isn't a stage shot, but like, what the fuck is that?
That's all chest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. I think his best. I mean, his best body parts is probably his chest, bro.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know how old he is, man, but like that's a fucking complete physique. Like, let's see if we can find some side shots or something here. I want to see some posing videos.
But look at that side tricep.
Here we go. This is the one he won, is it not? The Europa?
Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
like that's what I'm saying, man. Like this kid, you can't sleep on this guy. But this is another point that to go back to Sam's situation. There was a lot of people talking about like, oh, Sam's shape is amazing. Like he should place higher because of his shape. Dude, the classic physique category these days, there are so many fucking people with amazing shape everywhere. Like you can't just have great shape anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta have the shape, the conditioning, the muscle, the flow, the look, the vibe.
You can't miss any of it. Yeah. But
evolved massively.
Like the taper that this kid has is just ridiculous. Like,
is it just me or those European guys have something else?
Yes. I wonder what his weight. I wonder what his weight was that day. Like, leading up to the show.
Like, so if we were going to be really nitpicky, what would you guys improve on this?
I would say just overall back.
I would say more quad sweep if that's possible.
I think
like more adductor, I'd say.
Sure. Yeah. Great point. I think he also needs a little bit more hamstring, like from like that there when he sat down on it, it looks really good. But I think from the rear, if he fills in, like, and you pointed out adductors, I think if he fills those adductors in a little bit more, gets a little bit more depth and width to the legs across, that'll match the front a little bit better. But like maybe a little bit more tricep, but it's like we're being really nitpicky going through that stuff, And
then obviously too, I feel like even his posing could even be better.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's different. It's I think it suits him.
I think he can present what he has way better. Like he has a wow factor, and I feel like he can present that better.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
don't know if it's just also me because I have some very, very genetically gifted calves, but I think you should grow them a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But I mean, that's that. If we're gonna put a dark horse category in here, like I think this kid would be one of them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Arms, chest.
But then one of the other points that we brought up in one of the other episodes is, look, we've got 70 people walking across that stage. How many dark horses are going to get overlooked because there's 70 fucking people on that stage?
Listen, I think there's like at least 25 to 30 guys that could do top 15.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's going to be a show for real at the Olympia. If you're from 8 to 15, if you're 1% off, I think you're out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just you got to be 100% if you want to be top 15. Otherwise, you're just gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I said in one of the podcasts, I was like, hey man, if you're like top 10, bro, you're goated.
Oh fuck.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, if you're top 10 this year, like you up there.
Oh,
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
I think the number one thing that's gonna like really separate everybody is condition. And I think Classic is really putting itself in a place where it's like if you don't show up in shape, good luck. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like that's the
You're
thing
the
that's been
house.
set. Because like we
Mhm.
said, people are coming out of the woodworks with amazing shape and great muscularity, but if you don't bring it, you're gonna end up lower than where you want to be, you know?
It evolved real fast. I think in the last 2 year condition in Classic.
Agreed.
You know, you look at Classic in 3 years ago, people were lean, but they weren't like bodybuilders shredded. Now I think you see even more condition sometimes in some guys in Classic than open.
Yep.
It's getting it's evolving real fast.
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
I mean,
it's
I think there's also something like part of that is like because bodybuilding has gotten so big that
yeah.
sometimes getting those fine details of a physique like in Classic, you're just not going to be able to get. Like Fuad and Ian and all those guys have talked
Yeah.
about there was kind of this point where they got to a certain size where they didn't get the same kind of like inside out, like crazy striated detail, which is really weird to say because you think if the muscle got bigger, it'd be easier to do
Yeah,
that.
but if I could bring back a point with that, you could look at some natural guy. They got some lines that some Hannon's guy don't have.
Yeah, it's very
I
true.
don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know what causes that. To be fair, I'm not knowledgeable in that domain, but I think there's something as if your muscles grown so much that it loses, kind of like push the muscle on the outside. The fiber isn't that deep, or there's just too much hypertrophy on each and individual fiber that it loses that kind of depth detail that
Yeah.
someone would have being natural or less big.
It probably also has something to do with the amount of food that they have to push too. Like when you're that size trying to get like filled out for stage, like most of
Yeah,
the guys except for like a couple that I know have to do a lot of food to fill out that tissue and like at a certain point like you're only going to be able to keep so much of that like crazy hard detailed striations when you start to fill it out, you know.
exactly. It's
But
yeah, I think it's also depending on probably some
yeah.
people genetics as
Yeah, a
well.
million factors there for sure, but
Yeah, because we still got people who are enhanced who just got crazy detail, you know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Logan, you
Yeah.
know,
100%.
Wesley, you know.
Yeah.
So
Very true. Well,
yeah.
cool. Jarek, you got anything else for Sam?
No, that's it, man. Hey, Sam, I appreciate you for coming on. Like,
I appreciate
you
the
know,
invite.
you just got home and you still able to show up at the podcast and bless the Classic Physique Radio. So we
Yeah,
appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
thank
dude.
you.
We're only a few episodes in, so we really appreciate anybody who comes on here, and it was a good time getting to talk with you and get to hear a completely different perspective than like
Yeah,
all the conversations I've had in the last year.
exactly.
No, I do enjoy like saying how I'm training now because I did have a lot of DMs when I started doing more powerlifting. People were very interested, but I never really am a social media guy. To be fair, I don't like social media, so I'm not gonna be the guy be like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and blah blah blah. If someone's gonna ask me, I'm gonna tell them, but I'm never gonna say
Yeah.
it publicly just for sakes of it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I
nice.
think regardless of whether like people listening to this decide that they want to start powerlifting for their training or not, I think the number one thing that they can walk away with this is like maybe I need to try something that's a little different. That's not the normal
Yes.
thing that everybody's talking about. I think that's the number one thing there is like
Yeah.
don't be afraid to try some stuff
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to do something just because you fucking enjoy it. Because
Oh, fuck.
at
Yeah.
the end of the day, like you said, none of that shit's gonna like I could have 10 sandals. If I hated every single second
Right.
of every single one of those sandals, do they mean
Exactly.
anything to me at all? Right.
No.
I think those are two really, really good takeaways for people from this.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have said any better, man.
It's part of longevity in the sports too.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah, you're not going to do something for a long time that you hate. That's for fucking sure.
yeah, nah.
Sam, you wanna plug your Instagram and stuff right quick, and then we'll sign out and get off.
Yeah, I don't quite remember always what's my Instagram, but I think it's the Sam.Paquin _IFBB Pro.
It is. I just looked it up. You
Okay, man, I'm
right.
good. I'm good. Yeah, it's and
10
yeah,
points for Sam.
yeah, and yeah, I think the main thing I would say is for people if they just want to really have fun in the gym, like you said, is just figure things out and just exactly like you said, don't be afraid to try something new. You never know what you're gonna like. You never know what's gonna work. And that's a quote not from me, and that's from I don't remember who, but you miss 100% of the shot you don't take.
Yeah, I remember
That's
that quote. Yeah,
yeah. It's like if you don't try, you might be missing something very big.
Yeah.
So just go ahead. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work. Go back. Try something new. It works a little bit. Maybe you go back. It's a situation. Try something else. So just don't be afraid to try and have fun. Really. Just have fun. That's the most important thing for me. Have fun.
Yep.
for sure.
100%. Well, cool. We will catch you all on the next episode. Make sure you do all the fun YouTube stuff. Subscribe, like, leave a comment down below. Tell us who you want to see next time, and we'll catch you on the next episode.